cameras, maybe the president will come out. I hope he comes out. I'll give him a ticket, half off.
Siksik sa patawa ang press conference ng Filipino-American at Hollywood actor-comedian na si Rob Schneider. Nasa bansa ang Hollywood actor para sa kanyang kauna-unahang stand-up show ngayong gabi sa Soler Resort. Laking Baguio ang ina ni Rob at Jewish-American naman ang kanyang ama. Kabilang sa hit movies niya ang 50 First Dates, Big Daddy at Grown Ups. Pangako ni Rob, babalik siya sa bansa para itaguyod ang stand-up comedy. Hiling din niya na makasama si Manny Pacquiao sa show at duet.
Tear it all apart, but love me, won't you love me? Come on, Manny. You and me, Pac-Man. Karaoke, Manila. You know you want to, baby.
Para sa Bandila, Rod Masens.
Okay, Howley, what do you think? You can come to this island? Eat our pineapple?
Help me!
Ow, not so hard. Take it easy.
Fair, Howley. Oh!
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Take that. That's it. You got him. You got him. Enough.
Are you okay?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I'll be right back. Hey,
Said,
come here.
No. I think he's had enough. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my eye! Oh.
You got him.
Not good enough.
Come here, man! Oh, you crazy bitch!
You guys just make sure you...
Hey.
Did you want me to put the key in the bag? Or did you just want to hang on to it?
I'll hang on to it.
It's already inappropriate right there. These Orientals will take, besides the cooking and cleaning, which is great, they will give you hand relief and orally. What these Orientals can do with their mouths, you're gonna go, hey, Dad! That Oriental is in the kitchen! That's Mom! My Mom! I'm 7! Can we at least wait until I grow pubes before we end this conversation? Not a lot about it I can do now. My mom's from Manila, the Philippines. She's been in this country over 50 years. She's educated woman. She speaks very good English, but the subtleties of the language have always escaped her. Like the swear words, she never quite figured out. She'd hear my brother and I call each other names, and she'd use those same names to give us a pick up around the house. All right, you faggots, pick up your towels. Bedtime for queer mates, let's go. Get ready for school, ass pirates. Don't want to be the last fudge packers on the bus. Did Mom just call us fudge packers? Is that what happened just then? Yeah, my mom would cook food. She'd cook the Filipino food, but she'd leave it out overnight in the refrigerator because that's just her cultural thing. Even as an 8-year-old, that seemed funky to me. So I said, Mom, why don't you put that in the refrigerator? Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Don't refrigerate in the Philippines. Don't refrigerate here. Yeah, but we got a refrigerator right there. Look at that. Just open up the door and put the food right in there. It's refrigerated. Instant refrigeration of the food. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. What about bugs getting in there? No bugs will go anywhere near this food. Why do we fucking need to get there? When rejected by bugs. I don't trust it. Looks like Filipino food. Come on, guys, let's get it. I'm only alive for 72 hours. I don't want to spend the whole time having diarrhea. Come on, let's get it. Bug went back 3 times, though. Interesting. Very interesting. But anyway, when your parents get older, the age difference between you and them becomes insignificant. They become more like your friends. That's when they start opening up and telling you things that will haunt you for the rest of your lives, I won't feel comfortable just opening up and telling me things. You're telling me, Robert, all your father wants is sex. And I don't want it anymore. My jaw hurts. I'm not as limber as I used to be. I get my ankles behind my head like that. I don't want to sit in that damn chair with all the ropes spinning around anymore. get dizzy as heck spinning in the dump chair. Excuse me for a second, will you? Sexuality is a normal part of life. It's important to maintain intimacy, to have a healthy relationship. Tracy and I can't always travel together. I'm not too embarrassed to admit we occasionally do the sexting. Sexting better than phone sex? You can actually send a picture on your BlackBerry or iPhone. I'll be honest, it's a lot easier for you ladies than it is for us guys. You ladies are a lot more voluptuous and sexy than us guys could ever want to be. A lot more options for you to take pictures of and turn us on. For us guys, not a lot of options really. Basically one option over and over and over again. My girl sent a nice sexy picture of her cleavage. I'll send her a picture back. She goes, Robert, what's that last picture you sent me? Look like an elephant's elbow. That's my balls, come on! I'm trying to make this more interesting for you. What's that other picture with all the hair? What's that one, all the hair?
I've just come back to the last couple of years. I was making movies and stuff for the last 20 years. But yeah, I started out as a stand-up, and that's how I got into show business that way.
So you were really that kid in class who would, how did you enjoy comedy? How did it inspire you to do this thing?
Well, my mom being Filipino and my dad being Jewish, it was a good mix. So we had good laughing people. You know, when you're on Filipinos, what they're doing, if they're not, as soon as they're done eating, they're laughing. Usually they're laughing while they're eating. So it was a good, great place to practice. You know, so that was also very warm. You know, your families, you know, Filipino families are really supportive.
Yeah, close knit.
Yeah, and they're just they laugh hard. So that's what the most fun you can have, you know.
So Rob, saying that you're Filipino. What impact has it given you growing up in the States and having Filipino blood?
Well, I mean, I grew up just south of Daly City, which is like they call it you know, Little Manila, you know. So it was more Filipino people than anybody else. So I never considered myself short because I was always surrounded by Filipino people. I always considered myself like a basketball player or something. Until I was in high school, both my friends were about a foot taller than me. I realized, you know, I'm short. But what it did was, you know, I mean, you have to have the confidence to get on stage and perform in front of people. And, you know, my relatives were so warm and supportive of me that, you know, I felt, you know, if I can make everybody there laugh, maybe I got a chance to make other people laugh. I mean, I couldn't wait for, you know, any holiday or something was great because you can be around all of them and they're laughing and they know and they have good food, you know, lumpia, pancit, you know, adobo, and so it was great. But also, you know, Asians are also tough. They expect a lot from you, you know. I mean, they do. I mean, my mother, I would get, you know, I would get A's and B's on my report card, and I go, Mom, look, and she goes, so what? You're not an idiot. You're supposed to get A's and B's. You're smart. When you get something special, then we'll talk. You're supposed to. You're a smart person. And so they just expect you to do good, which was great. You know, it wasn't like sit back, do something extra special. You know? And a lot of my childhood was, see what happens? You're running around the house, you fell down, see what happens? So I'll talk about that tonight.
Rob, I heard that you've been to the Philippines before. Have you visited any of our beautiful beaches and islands?
I've been to Baguio, and yeah, it's beautiful, nice and cool up there actually, you know.
How about Boracay?
Have
you been to Boracay?
No, I haven't. I'd like to go. I want to go to Cebu, you know.
Cebu, Palawan.
I hear you can't drive there though, I gotta take a plane. You guys gotta get a bridge, make it easier for me. But it was, yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to spend some more time. And this is kind of, I'm doing a world tour now, so I'm in the middle of it, and I'm just, I'm gonna probably, you know, I head back for a little bit for the holidays and then do a European tour for this current stand-up. I just got back from Australia, Singapore, New Zealand for this leg of the tour. And it's been about a year and a half I've been working on it. So it's good, you know. You'll see some good stuff tonight. And I'm very happy and thankful for all the sponsors and for Soler Resort and Casino to bring me out. What a beautiful hotel, huh?
Excellent.
Ridiculous.
Exceptional.
A little feel of Las Vegas right here in Manila. Perfect.
Rob, you have a lot of fans in the Philippines, and some consider you like their hero when it comes to being a comedian. Do you have any advice for people who want to do comedy for a living? What can you give them?
Get on stage, even if it's at a restaurant. I mean, I performed at a fish and chip place in my hometown. Just get on stage, write jokes, go on YouTube, create your own thing. Don't wait for somebody to come up to you. I mean, Adam Sandler writes his own movies, so if he does that, I write my own movies, so you should write your own stuff. And you know, you can shoot stuff on, I was talking to Ginger earlier today, you know, I said, you can shoot stuff on your cell phone, you know, it doesn't matter what it looks like. There's a movie called Once, about these really unattractive Irish people. And it's a musical. They sing music in it, and it doesn't matter what they look like. It's shot, it looks terrible, but it's a really good movie. It doesn't matter, as long as it's characters that are interesting, and it's funny, and so it's really, you know, with the internet now, and with social media, the limitations are the only ones that you set on yourselves. You can do whatever it is you want. I mean, look at half the people in this room that aren't even paying attention to me that are on their internet right now. Look, like this lady, Ginger, she's doing her own shit. Bastos. Pay attention.
So what can we...
Flew a long way to get here. This lady right there, she's just on her cell phone. It's just that, you know, people do this in their driving. This beautiful woman right there, she's not even paying attention at all.
A beautiful woman there.
Yeah, and look, put it down for 30 seconds, it's not going to go away. And I'll talk about my Filipino relatives, my mother, you know. See what happens? You have your cell phone, you're doing your cell phone during a press conference, see what happens? Rob Schneider makes fun of you, see what happens? Bastos. So I'll do that. Salamat.
Bastos, salamat. You know a lot of good words.
I know the real bad ones my cousins taught me.
Like what?
My cousin said, go up to that guy and call him a baboy. And I said, okay, and I did it, and the guy wasn't happy about it. It was at a buffet when I was a little kid. An all-you-can-eat buffet, and called a big fat guy baboy. That wasn't nice, but I got a lot of cousins coming in from Baguio. The Hamadas, flying in the Hamadas from Baguio, and then there's the Formosos, you know, from here in Manila, and then they're coming in, man, they're coming in. Robert, can we have 5,500 tickets for the show tonight? We're coming, we're bringing a few friends. I don't think there's 5,000, we're all coming, so do a show after the show, maybe for us in your room. We're bringing 5,522 people from Baguio. Took us 6 days to get here. But they're coming in now, so my cousin June Bernardo, he's a great cook. And so he's coming. Hopefully he's gonna bring me some food. This is good, man. You know, that's the thing, man. I feel fat. I ate at this place called Abe. Is it called Abe?
Yes.
That's the real deal, man. Whoa. That's good stuff.
Persian grill, you should try it too.
Persian grill?
Yeah.
No. Abe, I would stick to the Filipino food, man. I can get Persian food at home. But yeah, it was good chicken adobo. Except they put like bananas in it. I've never seen that before. That's crazy. That's an insane mix. But it tasted really good. And they had that bamboo rice. Ooh, it was crazy. And then, but no babinka. I didn't get any of that. Or pancit.
Pancit.
And then, and so maybe I'll get some lumpia tonight backstage. But hey, what a beautiful theater. I'm psyched to be performing here tonight. Hopefully, I don't know. The rumor is that, you know, maybe the president will come out. I hope he comes out. I'll give him a ticket, half off. He can afford it.
Yeah.
All right, Rob, I'm gonna open the floor for some questions from our friends in the media.
Yeah,
Let's
please.
get this. All right, guys, would you want to start?
Please. There's a microphone right there. If you guys want to step up. Thank you. Well, I like doing the old ones, but like, you know, I don't have many heroes in the movie business, but Marlon Brando was, the thing about Marlon Brando is he's, listen, this favor you asked me if I perform this, let me come through and ask a favor. That favor you cannot refuse. You know, I love voices. I love the old guys. You know, Christopher. Everyone does Christopher Walken now. You can go on the internet and go like Filipinos and doing impressions of Christopher Walken. Now the thing about him is he stops in the middle of every word, and so that's kind of fun for him to do. And but the impressions I like to do now are like my wife, my mom. You know, I mean, it's just you know, I like, you know, the people who, you know, are fans of mine are real fans. You know, like this. I like it sometimes like, when African American people come up to me, black people. This one woman came up to me and said, "Tell me why I know you." I'm Rob Schneider. I'm a comedian. He said, "You ain't no Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider ain't no midget, baby." But that really happened to me, you know. So it's fun when those things, you know, just happen. So that's, but you know, I mean, I started doing a bunch of stuff with voices, and you know, it's fun to do.
And I just had one more question. It's about stand-up comedy. You need to be able to make fun of yourself. You need to be able to make fun of other people, but not get to a point where you take it too sensitive.
I guess the audience lets you know that. You can't be afraid to offend, though. I mean, I have some jokes that are pretty offensive, to be honest. But you have to shock. I mean, the audience has heard everything. If you don't try, if you're afraid to shock people, then you shouldn't be a comedian. You have to try. You got to go for it. And sometimes it's a little bit much. I mean, there's some jokes I do that are really tough, but I think it's fun. I mean, why not? I mean, why not make people take the risk of some people being offended? But the thing is, I don't think that the most sensitive members of our society should be the ones deciding what everybody else gets to hear. I have a problem with that. And the worst form of censorship is self-censorship. And so you got to be careful that you don't think, maybe that's too much. Let the audience decide. You know, I mean, no one's dying just for a joke, but people get pissed off sometimes. You know, but I'm willing to take the risk. I will say there is you know, a real positive feel being here. You know, I mean, it's different, you know, because I'm not getting everywhere. I'm just here in Manila. But there's a real positive feel. I like to see, you know, people, you know, upwardly moving and money coming in, and I think it's just a matter of time before this, you know, before it goes to and it affects not just the top tier people, but it spreads out into the entire economy. Because you have hard-working, good people here, and eventually, you know, hey, we get enough businesses and enough infrastructure and enough. You know, jobs that it'll get out there, and it has to, and I've seen it happen now. And like I said, the economic miracle that's hit everywhere in Asia is hitting here, and it's going to happen. So sit back and wait. And, you know, this is a great place to invest, and I think I'm really feel positive about the president and you know, President Aquino. And I think he's you know, he's going to bring some good, you know, a good amount of international business here, and that's what it takes. You need that. And I feel good about it, and I'm looking forward to coming back and bringing the Asian International Comedy Festival here. We'll do it, and it'll be fun, and we'll laugh our asses off, for the promise. Okay?
All right, Rob, on a lighter note, I just want to ask, since you're tall, dark, and handsome, how do you charm the ladies, man? How do you charm, and before you got married, what's
Before
the
I got
secret?
married,
Rob Schneider's magic. The ladies.
I try to make them laugh. I cook a mean adobo. My mom used to always water it down, you know, because my dad was, you know, he couldn't take it too spicy. But it's a pretty mild dish anyway. But I love that. You know, I mean, for now, the best way to win my wife's heart is American Express black card. It doesn't have a limit, and she likes that. But she doesn't go too crazy with just buying stuff, you know. But I'm gonna go shopping now and get her a few things, because I gotta bring something back, you know. She gives me that look when I get home. She's like, "Okay, where is it?" You know, hang on, I got something. So, but it's a pleasure. Is there any last questions or anything else? Yeah. This guy, got people my size here. Yeah. Sorry, we can exchange shoes here, you know. No, size 5. Why don't you make it? You know, like in
You have to get the shoes that fit you. I still have problems getting shoes. I was in Australia. Nah, we don't have anything smaller than 11. We're gonna have to get a special cold black. What was your question?
Okay, so my question is, out of all your movies and cameos, which was your favorite?
Oh, I like them all. You know, I mean, not all of them were good, but like I like 50 First Dates, pretty darn good. Playing Wally in the Woods. Goose Bigelow's a lot of fun. I like Big Stan. Those are fun movies.
Is there any other talent or hobbies that you do besides comedy?
You know, I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with doing stand-up right now. I mean, right now there's a very interesting thing happening in the States where our economy's kind of in the toilet, you know, for the average person it's in the toilet. You know, rich people are always going to do good everywhere. But it's interesting because I think people want to hear what other people think. And England had an interesting thing happen in the 50s because they won the war, but yet they were still rationing. They weren't part of the program of borrowing money from the States. And so they were still rationing into the 50s, and they were an angry group of people. They lost India in 47. So during that economic downturn, they had comedy that got sharper. And I think that's what's happening in the States. There's some great comedians now. Bill Burr, Chris Rock, you know, Louis C.K., and I mean, there's some really good comics right now. David Chappelle is out touring, and I think we got some good, you know. So in that sense, you know, cultures that are in decline seem to have really the best art. And, you know, America's had its, I mean, I still think America's, you know, the strongest economy on the planet, but I think it's good to shake things up once in a while. And then people have to be more inventive to what they're going to, you know, how to bring that economy back up. Okay.
Thank you, Rob. And